Well, speaking of putting up touchdowns and eating good, who's eating good in the neighborhood? Sponsored by Applebee's. And Rob, we got two teams, two units that are really eating good. Let's start with the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, they had a little downtime, lost the game to Cleveland, lost to Pittsburgh, but lately they're playing their type of football.
Absolutely, coach. And I think one of the biggest things I've noticed is Marlon Humphreys. He was playing outside corner. They bring him inside into the slot, and he has flourished. He's played in the slot before, but right now he's playing on an elite level. He's got 6 interceptions, and then they took Kyle Hamilton. They put him in the deep part of the field.
Yes.
Now they don't have they eliminated a lot of big plays, and now they're just playing great football. You see a lot of those veteran pass rushers getting to the quarterback, but that was the significant move that really changed the course of their defense.
And on the offensive side of the ball, Lamar's played great all year. Derrick Henry has pounded the ball, but Mark Andrews getting healthy and getting back in the lineup and being part of that offense, now they are really, really tough to defend with that tight end threat.
Yeah, not only him, but Isaiah Likely, man. These guys are big guys. They're 6'5", 6'6". They run extremely well. They're smooth. It's not like they're big, stiff tight ends. These guys are very fluid. They catch everything, and they're also willing and excellent blockers. So these guys do it all for the Baltimore Ravens.
They're playing really, really well. They've gotten themselves to the point where if they win this week against Cleveland at home, which they should do, they'll be the number 3 seed, and they will be tough to deal with in the playoffs.
And, Coach, you talk about out of all those teams, the Baltimore Ravens, to me, because I thought ultimately they were going to probably be the number 1 seed in the AFC. And to me, they're the most dangerous team. You look at Baltimore, there's no way. Buffalo's looking at Baltimore and said, hey, we played against Kansas City, and you guys really beat us down physically. Y'all should be the number 1 seed, yet you're the number 3 seed. So I think Baltimore is going to have a chip on their shoulder. Todd Monken, he understands what you got to do. Run the football. Don't save Derrick Henry. Run the ball. Use that big physical offensive line. Then you can use our Lamar Jackson with all the RPOs and things like that. You got Zay Flowers. You got so many weapons. Rashad Bateman, he's been fantastic this year. I don't see why the Ravens don't make a run and go straight to the Super Bowl, Coach. They got everything they need.
And if we could go back to that graphic right now, the way it's set up, the second round, if the favorites win, would be Baltimore going to Buffalo. And that would be an outstanding game, maybe the game of the year, because everybody's talking about Kansas City, but that game may determine who gets to play Kansas City.
Yeah, Baltimore's they're a different type of team because they're so big and so physical. So they create a lot of issues for the Buffalo Bills defense. Excuse me. Yeah, they create a lot of issues with the Buffalo Bills defense, man. And Baltimore, they have that experience. And I just think that Lamar, his confidence is on a different level. I think the Baltimore Ravens, they're dangerous.
Yeah, and I don't think there's many teams that could go into Buffalo and win, but Baltimore is one of them because of the physical nature, running the ball late in January in the wind and the cold up there. Baltimore could do it. So they're eating good right now. Another team that's eating good in the neighborhood is the Los Angeles Rams. We kind of counted them out early. They got their receivers healthy, and Kyron Williams is playing some outstanding ball for them on offense, Rodney.
He is a coach. I mean, he's a smaller guy, but he plays with a lot of heart, and he continues to move forward. And just the effort, the job that Sean McVay has done encouraging these guys. They could have quit, Coach. You know, they had offensive line injured. Their starting wide receivers were injured. Guys stepped up in place, and he just continued to motivate those guys, and they played extremely well. So props to the Rams for doing their thing, clinching the NFC West.
Yeah, they went from a team that was struggling, they're kind of on the fringe of things, to solidly in that number 3 position. And Matthew Stafford is playing excellent ball. Let's talk about their 2 rookie defenders, though, too, Rodney. I think they've injected a lot of juice to that team as well.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about Verse and Braden Fisk, those guys up pass rushing, but also in the secondary, Cam Kitchens and McCullen, those guys coming in as rookie safeties. the Rams have done a great job of drafting and getting a lot of young players. And I know you transitioned from Aaron Donald, but they're going to be fine on the defensive side of the ball for a long time, Coach, because they're building with young players and they're not paying these guys. They're not paying Aaron Donald $35, $40 million a year. They're paying all these guys on the front line on rookie contracts. So now they're going to have this offseason opportunity to go spend more money, continue to fix up the offensive line, continue to add more weapons around Matthew Stafford. And Coach, with this squad and the potential of this squad, I don't see Matthew Stafford walking away anytime soon.
Oh, no. He's loving it. And you have to really respect Coach McVay and what he's done. They had a Super Bowl squad a couple of years ago. Well, it's a different unit now. It's Kyron Williams and Puka Nacua and Jared Verse. And they just keep it going with these young guys. And you have to credit the front office, as you say, and the coaching staff for developing that talent.
Yeah, really tough, very physical, just a different mindset. But I'm excited about these young players, and I'm just really pumped up about Sean McVay and what he's been able to do this season.
Well, playoffs almost locked in. There's 2 spots left to be determined. Denver has the inside track. If they win their game, they're in. Kansas City, we don't know if they're going to play their regulars or not. If Denver would lose the game, then that gives Miami and Cincinnati a chance. And then on the NFC side, it's really that South Division Championship. If Tampa wins, they're in. If Tampa loses, Atlanta can get in with a win.